Welcome to another core cardio blast class. So again, it's going to be a quick, efficient class to get us sweating, moving, and most importantly, connected to our core. If you have a block, it'll be helpful for one of the core moves that we do today, but don't worry if you don't have one. Let's all get started on our backs. Everybody's going to start off the same here. You'll bring your feet onto the ground. We'll press into our feet and lift the hips. Root your tailbone towards your heels. Doesn't matter how high up you go. We're going for hip extension, not pelvic lift. So push into your feet now and start to lift and lower your heels. Feel this little heel bop here, creating some heat and energy. So again, less about how high up we're going, more about bringing a little bit of space into that flexed crescent position of the hip flexor by using this engagement through into the glutes. Keep rooting that tailbone, stay long in the back. Exhale, draw the belly into the low back. Take the hands up to the ceiling and keep lifting and lowering your heels. So we're going to build a lot of heat up into those heels, get a really quick and efficient low ramp to get everything heated. So we're pulling back on our first wrist with the other hand, all four fingers, getting a nice little pull here. Even the thumb can pull away from the center of the palm. Take it in. Breathe it into the wrist. Keep going with those heel bops. They might slow down a little bit, but you can keep going with them. You're going to stretch out the other wrist. Keep breathing here, expansive into the side ribs. Keep working the glutes. Make sure that they stay working for you here. Keep pulling into that core. And we can bring our heels down. Just feel all that energy now that you've created around the glutes, around the pelvis, stabilizing those feet. We'll release the right wrist and we'll bring ourselves down from the upper, middle, and then all the way down into the lower back. So everything just inches down one vertebrae at a time. Now, if you have that block, you'll take it in between your legs, but if not, just take your legs up towards the ceiling. So we don't have to have the legs totally straight or anything, but just energize them, either point those heels up or reach with the toes, whatever helps you feel that energy. If you have the block, for most of us, the medium setting will probably feel pretty good. You might try the narrow or even the widest setting, but go with something that helps you squeeze the legs together. Hands come behind the head. Interlace the fingers and bring those elbows in. Spread your toes. Inhale, exhale, and lift. We're drawing into the belly and lifting the shoulder blades off of the ground. Just squeeze your block. Look at those toes, spread them, and feel everything gather in together here. With an inhale, we'll lower it down. Exhale and lift. Squeeze into that block. Let's reach our left hand forward. So we're really reaching from that left shoulder blade. Left hand is reaching forward. Bring the left hand back behind the head. Inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. Right hand reaches forward. It's right by that right hip. Palm is down. We're just reaching forward with the fingers and mainly, especially from that right shoulder blade, getting those obliques on a little bit. Right hand comes back. Inhale and lower. Exhale, squeeze into the block. Lift the shoulder blades. Reach the left arm forward. Reach the right arm up so it frames out your right ear. So the left hand is over by the left side of the hip. The right bicep is framing out your right ear. Hands come back. Inhale and lower. Getting a little more into the upper core. Exhale and lift. Everything gathers together. Squeeze in the blocks. Right hand reaches forward. Left arm reaches up. So now you're reaching forward with that right hand by the hip, and that left arm is framing out that left ear. Bring the hands back. Inhale and lower. Exhale and lift. We'll add one more thing on here. Belly pulls in. Right hand reaches forward. Left arm reaches forward. Right arm reaches up. That right hand is going to reach past that left shin. So reach that right hand past that left shin. That left hand is still by that left hip. Really reaching the right shoulder blade. Squeezing your block. Hands come back behind the head. Inhale and lower. So it adds a little twist. Gets that oblique going. Exhale and lift. Everything gathers together. Squeeze that block. Reach your right hand forward. Reach your left arm up. Take that left arm. Reach it a little bit past that right shin. You want to lift off that shoulder blade. Really gather it all together. Core's on. Hands come back. Inhale and lower. You should be feeling a lot of good heat all around these strong, stabilizing core muscles, the glutes, and the transverse abdominals. Come around onto your hands and knees. So we're coming over into our quadruped and then immediately down into our dolphin. Bring your forearms down onto the ground. If you like using that block, you can always bring it into its widest setting and make a little L position with both of your hands framing out the block. Palms will be down. You can also always interlace the fingers. Bring your knees under your hips and relax the neck. Tug your toes. Exhale, just hover your knees off the ground by pushing your forearms and your toes quite equally. And then you can hoist your pelvis a little higher up to the ceiling. The knees don't have to straighten, but push very much so down into your forearms. Left foot comes into the center and the right leg lifts. We're gonna bend this right knee and really hold this right heel towards that right glute, but then start to pulse it here. So we're firing up those glutes, getting more core activation. Keep drawing down into the belly, keep lifting around the low ribs. Everything is lengthening, firing up here. If you want to add a funky dolphin hand position in here, you can slide the right hand back so it's in line with that left elbow. It's just a little asymmetrical loading for that left shoulder while you're still working the right glute. And don't let the right heel creep away from you. That's that hamstring trying to take over. Keep it really close to the glute. Let's all go another 3, 2, and 1. Right foot comes down. You can lower your knees. Reset that for a moment. So you bring both forearms down if you went to that funky position. Relax the neck, tuck the toes, pushing the forearms and toes equally. Hover the knees, and you can stay there or start to hoist the pelvis up. Ribs are lifting. Right leg stays down. Left leg lifts this time. Bend the left knee. Pull those elbows in. Relax the neck. Lift more in the ribs and start to pulse that left glute. Feel it really fired up here. Keep pushing down to the forearms. You want to feel everything around those side ribs lifting. Everything's firing up here. Option to slide that left hand back so your left palm's in line with your right elbow. You still keep squeezing that left elbow in. Funky dolphin, hand position, gets a little more loading into that right shoulder. Keep pulsing. Don't let that left heel creep away, but keep it close. Use the glute instead of the hamstring. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Come on down. You can get a quick child's pose. Just one breath there. And make your way up to the top of the mat. Let's get ourselves moving with that breath, with a sun salutation. 1, come to a mountain pose, standing at the top. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down, right foot steps back. Right knee comes down, inhale, arms reach forward and up. 90-90 low lunge, hands come down, step back into plank. Left foot steps back to meet the right. Lower your knees, lower all the way to the ground. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Be working these today a few times. Pull back the hands for cobra, inhale. Root the tailbone. Lift by pressing into the hands, lifting the belly into the back. Downward facing dog, you come up through plank. Right foot steps forward, left knee comes down. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Strong in that core, rooting the tailbone, hands come down. Step the left foot to meet the right. Hinge at the hips, inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands come down. Left foot steps back, left knee comes down. You can keep the toes tucked if you want this time. 90-90 low lunge, inhale, gather that breath. Reach the arms up, hands come down. Use that lift of the shoulders now as you step the right leg back to hold your arm bone centered. Lower the right knee down, everything lowers down to the ground at the same time. Head of the arm bone stay lifted. Pull back your hands, root your tailbone, tuck the toes, press and lift through downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward, right knee comes down. You can always still keep the top of the foot down. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Root your tailbone, squeeze the glute, reach the arms up. Hands come down, step it to the top of the mat. Exhale, inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down. This time, step back to plank right away, lower the knees, and just an inch or as low as halfway, little push up there. Bend the elbows and straighten them. Then lift your knees, hoist the pelvis up, downward facing dog, walk the hands back to the feet. We're gonna walk all the way back to the feet, rising up onto the fingers, rise up, stand tall. You might even push into your toes. Heels land, hands come back down, walking back into our plank. Lower the knees, maybe throw a little push up in there. Just an inch is good. Lift the knees, and then step to the top of the mat, rise up. So we're going right from that plank into that step forward. Hands come down, step back into plank, lower the knees, little push up there, lift the knees, down dog, walk the hands back to that squat at the back of the mat, stand up tall. Hands come down, walk them forward. Lower the knees, little tap, little push up. Lift the knees from this plank. Just feet step forward, stand up tall with a long spine. It's almost like a little bit of quickness to it. Hands come down, step back in plank, lower the knees, little optional push up here. Bend the elbows, straighten them, lift the knees, hoist the pelvis, walk the hands back. From that down dog, we walk back, come up onto the fingertips, stand up tall. You can push onto the toes. Adding on a little bit here as you walk forward into your plank, knees lower. So you could go an inch or even as low as halfway, but keep the head and arm bones lifted. Don't sag those shoulders forward. Press into the elbows, straighten them, lift the knees, step forward, stand up at the top of the mat or make a little hop. Hands come down, step back or give a little hop back. Lower the knees, elbows bend an inch or halfway. Straighten the knees, lift the pelvis into down dog. You can step the feet in, but then walk the hands back, squat at the back of the mat, stand up, or give a little hop. Hands come down, walk it forward in the plank pose, lower the knees, push up just an inch or so, halfway, knees lift, step forward or give it a little hop forward, stand up tall or give it a little hop. Hands come down, last one through, hop or step back, knees or not, push up plank, lift the knees, hoist the pelvis high, downward facing dog, walk the hands back. Come up onto your fingertips, hips are over top of those feet, pressing the feet, hop up tall. Hands come down, walk the hands forward, come into that plank, lower your knees, push up just an inch or less, lift the knees, step forward or a little hop forward, rise up, stand up tall. Some sun salutation aids. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. You can step back or practice your hop back again. This time we'll lower the knees, lower all the way to the ground. Head and arm bend, stay lifted. Pull back your hands and inhale. Root your tailbone in cobra. Tuck your toes, press, lift, downward facing dog. Big breath in down dog. Push in your hands, spread your toes. Take a big breath here, or you can bend and straighten the knees. Push through the toes. Bend and straighten the knees, push through the toes. So it's a coil and spring. Option 2. You take that spring and add a little bit of lift to it, whatever you're feeling. Come to the top of the mat with a step or a little hop. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down. Step or hop back, plank pose. Lower the knees or all the way to the ground. Cobra, pull back with the hands, or locust, reach back with the hands. Still lift your belly into the low back, squeeze the glutes. Hands come down, tuck the toes. Press up through plank, hoist the pelvis high, downward facing dog. Bend and straighten the knees, push through the toes. Bend and straighten the knees, push through the toes. You can also breathe in down dog or try to press, lift, get a little air time. Feet come down, inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Step or hop back, plank pose. Lower, knees or not. You can always move a little slower. Cobra or locust, maybe try lifting the legs. Keep rooting your tailbone. Hands come down, press, rise, plank into downward facing dog. Once again, coil and spring. You can try a little hop, float, some air time. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, hands come down. Step or hop back, plank pose. Lower, knees or not, all the way to the floor. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Pull back, inhale or reach back. Tuck the toes, lift through plank, downward facing dog. One more opportunity there to hop. Try it out. Remember, you can always move that arm if you ever start to lose it. Come to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. A little too much zest on that. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Hands come down, step or hop back, plank pose. Lower, knees or not. Head of the arm bones stay lifted. Inhale, pull back your hands for cobra, root your tailbone, and then lift, downward facing dog. Take a big breath here, breathe in your back like a big balloon. Even out the weight between your hands and your feet. Don't just send it all back in your legs. Don't collapse your chest past your arms. Pull with your hands and lift your chest out of your armpits. Step your left foot forward. We're coming to a little pyramid stretch. So come up onto your fingertips and keep your left ribs connected to your left thigh here. We're gonna pull it back with the hips here and then tap that right knee down. So we're gonna pull the hips back, long spine, and then just tap that right knee down. Let's get like 3 more there. A little dynamic pull, and a little tap. A little dynamic pull, and a little tap. A little dynamic pull, a little tap. One more time, pull it. So hips go back, but core stays on, and the leg is a little longer, but doesn't have to get straight. Walk the hands forward, standing L. Bring your chest over top of your hands, your foot directly underneath of the hips. Of course, you can always practice a little lean into it if you're feeling that lean, or stay in your standing L and breathe. Straighten the elbows, lean your chest into your hands. Then lower the right foot down, scoot the right hand back, twisted crescent here. Right hand can left hand can check that right glute, right hand's on the ground, or up on the fingertips, or you can find your block. Option to reach the left arm up, but let the right ear go to the right shoulder. Your neck might adjust, and whoo, you yourself feel that. Push that right big toe. And then we'll lower our left arm down, turn to the right, and side lunge to the right. So stay upright in the spine, but sit back into the right hip. Femur bone moves back, don't shoot that knee forward. Walk yourself around to the front of the mat, lower your right hand down, right knee comes down, modified side plank. Left leg goes back. We're gonna step the left foot up, turn to the right, side lunge to the right. Come back to the front, right knee down, right hand down, modified side plank. Step that left foot up, turn to the right, side lunge to the right. Come around to the front one more time, modified side plank, right knee comes down, left leg goes back, lift that up, take one breath here, and then left hand comes down, left foot comes down, right foot steps back, inhale, and then exhale, lift up, downward facing dog. So meet yourself in down dog, right foot will step forward. Start off trying to connect that right thigh to the torso here, spine stays long. You can even come up onto the fingertips or use a block. Tap your left knee down like a 90-90 low lunge. It's just right underneath that left hip. And then lift your left knee, pull your hips back in space, lift the belly into the low back line. Lower the left knee, give a little tap, and then lift, pull it back. Lower it down, give a little tap. Lift and pull it back. Lower it down, give a little tap, you lift with strength. Pull it back, spine stays long. So as it lowers, like my spine's not changing much. We're just moving that pelvis into two different places. And then we'll walk our hands forward, standing L. So the hands are right underneath the shoulders. Adjust in any way that you need to. Bring your right foot underneath your right hip. You're gonna connect that right thigh to that right side of the ribs. Palms are right underneath you, elbows are straight. Option to even lean in to your shoulders, but try to keep the right leg in. See how mine just kind of tried to lift away there. I want to keep my core engaged, keep that pulling in. And if you're in your standing L, just bring your chest over that void in between your hands. Eventually you'll be able to lean into your shoulders just like this. You'll stack the pelvis. It's all coming together. We're gonna lower that left foot down and bring the left hand back in line with the right. Twisted crescent. So you can be up on the left fingertips. Let's bring our right hand around to that left glute. Reach the right arm up. So right leg is forward, left leg is back, left hand is down. Right hand is either at the left glute or up. You can release the left ear to the left shoulder and look down. You may feel your neck adjust. All kinds of good openings happening here. We're leaning on that left shoulder. We're not shooting our arm bone forward, but we're keeping that shoulder blade on those back ribs. Right hand comes down. Turn your right foot to be parallel to the left and side lunge to the left. Keep your spine long. So here's another position. The spine will stay the same, but as we walk our hands to the front, lower the left hand down, left knee down, and find modified side plank with the right limbs lifted and pressing back. We're still gonna keep that length in the core. Belly is on. So step the right foot forward, turn to the left, side lunge to the left. Your torso should stay the same. You're just changing its position in space. Turn back to the front, lower the left knee, left hand, modified side plank. Right foot steps forward, turn, side lunge to the left, and then come back one more time. Left hand lands, left knee lands, modified side plank. Feel that left hand press on the ground. Right hand comes down, right foot comes down, left foot steps back, lift back, downward facing dog. Inhale, option to breathe into the back like a big balloon. Exhale, lift in the belly, option to coil and spring, or option to feel a little extra air time. But we'll all make our way to the top of the mat. You can definitely find a little child's pose for a while as well, just a breath or two. This is core cardio blast. You're always welcome to pause it as well. Grab a little water, wipe off some sweat. We will get ourselves going one more time with a final sequence. It's just gonna tie this all together for us here. So finish up that sip of water, come to the top of the mat, standing in your mountain pose, and get ready to feel your core, get ready to feel the cardio, and get ready for the blast. Hands are by your side. Mountain pose. Inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. So here's our little yoga burpees. Hands land. You're gonna step or hop back into plank. Lower the knees, little push up here, halfway or just 1 inch. Lift the knees, hoist the pelvis into down dog, walk the hands back. So at the back of the mat, you're gonna stand up or hop up, hands come down, walk it forward into plank, lower the knees, push up. From plank, you're gonna lift the knees, either step up or give a little hop up, and then hop up at the top of the mat. So here's the move, hands down, either step or hop back, plank, lower the knees or not, push up 1 inch or halfway. Hoist the pelvis high, downward dog, hands walk back. At the back, squat, hop, hands come down, walk it back out into plank. Lower the knees, you can choose not to. Push up 1 inch, halfway, step or hop up, and then hop up and stand up at the top of the mat. Hands land, feet hop back, knees down or not. We'll push up here, yoga burpees, hands walk back into that squat. At the back of the mat, from squat, hop it up, hands walk forward into that plank. Either knees down or not, push up, rise up, hop up, one more time, and then at the top of the mat, we're just gonna hop 3 times, 2 and 1, hands come down, hop it back, one more push up there, hoist the pelvis high, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, lower your right knee down. Come up into a high lunge for a moment. Let's just feel that alignment. Hands come down to the pelvis, and then lower your hands to frame out your left foot. Pull the hips back, find that pyramid. Stay here breathing in that pyramid, lengthening the low back, or you can move the hands forward, lower the left foot, standing L. So hands go back, pyramid, left thighs connected to the left ribs, hands can move forward, standing L, elbows straight or lean into it. So you can go from that pyramid, hands come forward, load them, bring them into that standing L. It's a great way to prep it, to practice that one. You're already connecting your leg to your torso, so that really doesn't change much here. From standing L, let's lower that right foot down, turn to the right, side lunge to the right. So side lunge to the right, we're putting our moves together here. Walk it forward. Here's the first option. Right knee comes down, right hand comes down, left leg goes back, modified side plank. Left foot steps, side lunge to the right. Come back to the front. Either right hand comes down, modified side plank, or full side plank. You can keep that right knee up, left foot comes on top of that right. Left foot steps up, side lunge to the right. Come back to the front, load the right hand, modified side plank or full side plank, right hand is down, left foot steps up, side plank to the, or side lunge to the right. Whoo, I'm getting all mixed up. Turn to the front, hands come down, right side is down, left leg stacks on top of that right. We can have that right knee down. One more time, step it forward, side lunge to the right. This time, walk it forward, twisted crescent. Right hand is down, keep the left leg up, and either reach that left arm up or bring that left hand to that back right glute. Breathe into it. Let the right ear go to the right shoulder. And then you can bring that right knee down behind left ankle. So we'll bring our hips down and roll that shoulder out. So one at a time. I have my ankles crossed. If the hips aren't comfortable on the ground like this, you can always kick your right leg, the bottom leg, out, or you can set up on a block like I am until your hips find evenness. Finish up those shoulder rolls and wind to the top of the mat, and we'll do it again. So know that those hops, everything is optional. So once again, inhale, arms reach forward and up. Exhale, into the hips. Step or hop back into plank. Lower your knees or not. Push up here 1 inch or halfway. Lift the knees, hoist the pelvis high, down dog, walk the hands back at the back of the mat, stand up or give it a little hop. Hands come down, walk it out into plank. Plank, you can lower the knees, push up, or choose to go without it, lift the knees, step up, or give it a little hop up, and then when you hop up at the top of the mat, you're going through standing, do a little hop. A little sprawl back into your plank, knees or not, push up, 1 inch or less even. You can walk the hands back, squat, hop at the back, hands come down, walk them forward. Plank pose, knees or not. We'll push up here, hop to the top or step it up, hop up at the top. Hands come down, hop it back, sprawl plank, push up. Last one here, hoist the pelvis up to down dog, walk it to the back of the mat, at the back of the mat, hop, walk the hands forward. One more time coming forward, knees down or not, plank, push up, hop or step. And at the top, we're gonna hop, hop, hop. 3 more, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down, hop or step back, plank pose. You can choose to skip this push up or do it. Lift your pelvis high, downward facing dog. Weight is equal in the hands and the feet. Step your right foot forward, lower your left knee down. 90-90 low lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Get that space in the side ribs, and then bring your hands down to either side of the pelvis. Hands are then gonna come down. You can be up on the fingertips even. Right thigh connects to the right ribs. Pull the hips back and don't let that right leg leave the torso and those right side ribs. Take one breath here, breathe in your back. And then load that right foot, hands scoop forward. Bring your chest over your palms. Standing L, you can come up onto the toes. Keep that right thigh connected to your torso. Left foot comes back, hands come back to frame out that right foot. You can even lift the right toes. A little bit more of a stretch, pyramid pose. Spine is long, ribs are connected to that leg. Hands come forward, you can load the right foot. Either pop it up for a moment, bring it back down from that pyramid, or stick with standing L. Try to keep connection of that right thigh towards the torso. On this side, it's definitely harder for me to maintain that little connection. When I do, I can definitely find that alignment of my pelvis a little more easily. One more time in that pyramid, one more time in that standing L. Really good. Lower the left foot down, turn to the left, side lunge to the left. So again, walking forward, first option, left hand comes down, left knee comes down, modified side plank. Then right foot steps forward, side lunge to the left. Other option, left hand comes down, full side plank, no left knee. Right foot steps forward, side lunge to the left at the back of the mat. So come back to the front, left hand lands, side lunge. Oh, you can always catch yourself with that right foot too. Step that right foot up, side lunge to the left. One more side lunge, knee down or not, side plank, and knee down or not. Right foot steps, side lunge to the left. Whoo, I'm all buzzed up from this. We're gonna walk it forward, left hand inside that right foot. It'll feel good. Get a twisted crescent. You can find a block, put it inside your right foot. Right hand can check the left glute, right arm reaches up. Just feel the core, feel the cardio, feel the connection. And then left knee comes behind your right ankle for a seated spiral. Once again, you can either kick this bottom leg out, or you can sit up on a block like I am. Roll our shoulders back one at a time. Really good. And just feel this change in the body, just a few minutes, a half an hour here, dedicated to mindful, sustainable, and planned movement, really movement in ways that serve us and help us balance out all of our little imbalances throughout the day. It goes so far. So you can slow your shoulder rolls down. We'll finish it with a little cat-cow, just coming back to the front of the mat, knees underneath. Use the hands to pull the chest open and push with the hands. Spread your shoulder blades, root your tailbone down towards the legs. As you pull with the hands, broaden the chest. As you push with the hands, spread your shoulder blades. Everything lengthens. Pulling with the hands, opening the chest, pressing into the hands and spreading the shoulder blades. You might even circle the ribs a few times. They can go down to the left and pull forward in the cat again, over and up to the right through that little rounding. That cow pose pulls through, around to the right, and we'll push. And you can switch directions whenever you see fit. It could be as many as you want on either side. But when you are ready, you'll slow your shoulder rolls, your little rib rolls down. You'll come down onto your back. We'll find a final Shavasana, either laying fully down on your back, or you can keep the knees bent with the feet walked in. It might even feel good to wiggle your feet wide on the mat and drop those knees in towards each other. You can goal post the arms, bring them by your side, whatever feels good here. Take a big breath in through the nose and sigh out. So you're welcome to stay in the Shavasana for as long as you like. Just pause the recording. When you'd like to come out of it, hit play here. The legs are still walked in. You can let them go long on the mat. Take an inhale, breathe it down into the toes, the fingers, fill it all up. Exhale, breathe it out and let the fingers and toes wiggle and help you feel that replenishing, recirculation, and that resetting. Next inhale, you can reach the arms up and overhead. Give a big stretch to the whole body, front and back line, everything joining and lengthening, working together. And slowly pull our legs in to our torso and make our way up to whatever feels like a comfortable seated position. I'll roll to the side and use my top arm to get me up without much effort from that neck. And when you're ready, find something that feels comfortable, authentic, and dignified for you. Relaxing those shoulders back, finding this alignment in the skull, the shoulders, and the sacrum at the base. You can either leave the hands on the legs or bring the palms together. Take a breath in, feel that connection to yourself through the palms and the breath. Breathing it out, feel that interconnectedness to everything else around you. So the light in me honors the light that shines in each and every one of you, and that light that truly connects us all. Namaste.